She woke before dawn, boots crunching on frost-covered grass, the faint hum of the runway lights casting long shadows across the farm. Emma's breath came in shallow puffs. This morning felt different. At her fingertips lay a simple desk, stacked with papers and letters from neighbors. A message that the Homeowners Association, HOA, had approved building a runway through her family's century-old farm. And yet she was the new director of the local aeronautics board, the very institution likely to approve such a decision. Her world had just cracked open. Chapter 1. The Breaking Ground. The sunlight rose pink over the red barn where Emma had grown up. The barn smelled of hay and old wood, the same scent she remembered racing through with her younger brother Jonah decades ago. Their father had said, "This land is ours and we'll care for it long after I'm gone." But now the HOA's plan threatened everything. A concrete strip cutting through their grazing field, the clearing of oaks Jonah used for tree climbing, the end of quiet mornings listening to birds. In her office downtown, Emma toggled between her inherited loyalty to the farm and her professional duty. She knew the runway would bring new income to the neighborhood. Some homes might appreciate air travel convenience, but at what cost to the roots she cherished? Her first challenge emerged: how do you reconcile progress with heritage? Chapter 2. Into the conflict, Emma called a meeting at the farmhouse. Jonah, once an ambitious filmmaker, now worked remote and often returned to the quiet of the farm for inspiration. He slammed his coffee mug on the kitchen table. "You're part of the system now," he said, voice taut, "and you're letting our home get sold out." Emma took a deep breath. "Jonah, I didn't approve this. The HOA petition came my way and I need to evaluate it fairly. But yes, my job complicates things." The tension between them mirrored the wider dispute. Neighbors divided, lawyers drafting clauses about noise and rights of way, environmental activists citing endangered meadowlarks whose nests might vanish under runway lights. Emma found her two worlds colliding in real time. Late at night, when the farmhouse was dark and the wind creaked through beams, Emma grappled with sleepless doubt. Her father's voice, "We'll care for it," echoed. Did caring mean preserving or adapting? She resolved to dig deeper, consult the farm's soil studies, walk the proposed runway path at sunrise, talk to neighbors who'd lived on this land longer than she had. Chapter 3. The Turning Point. One morning, while walking the field with the surveyor, Emma discovered an oak sapling with carved initials, J and E 2005. It was from the day she and Jonah made a time capsule and buried it under that tree. At that moment, she realized that the farm's value wasn't just monetary, it held memory, identity. Meanwhile, Jonah began interviewing neighbors with his handheld camera, a veteran pilot whose hangar would back onto the new runway, a grandmother who raised meadowlarks each spring, a young couple who saw the runway as opportunity. The story expanded. Emma watched the footage and saw not just conflict, but people trying to find their place. She felt her rigidity start to soften. Then came a letter. The HOA board offered an alternate route for the runway, along the edge of the farm rather than through it. It cost more, but preserved the field and the oak tree. The offer hung in the air like a lifeline. Chapter 4. The Emotional Crossroad. Jonah confronted Emma in the barn loft, dust motes floating in the light. "Is the farm more important than you, Emma?" he asked quietly. She faltered. "You know I love you. I love this place, but I also believe in progress. I believed I could have both." He stared at her, anger replaced by something softer. Sadness. "Maybe you can, but you have to choose your version of both, not theirs." Emma spent a sleepless night walking the field, hearing the soft rustle of the grass, picturing the runway roar, the oak sapling still growing. She realized the choice wasn't between farm and progress. It was about how progress honors what came before. She stood the next morning at the farmhouse door, backlit by dawn. She picked up the phone and asked the HOA representative for time. She'd consult architects, environmental experts, community voices. Chapter 5. The Resolution Weeks Passed. Jonah's short documentary premiered at the community center, a tapestry of interviews, home movies, land, and sky. The film ended with the oak sapling simply swaying in the breeze. Applause filled the room, not for victory, but for something shared. At the next HOA meeting, Emma presented a new plan. The alternate runway route along the farm's perimeter, paired with a conservation easement protecting the meadowlarks and a community access hangar for local pilots, rather than one that only served the wealthy. She brought in neighbors, experts, siblings. She insisted the farm remain part of the community, not sacrificed for it. There were objections. Cost higher, schedule slower, but in the end, the board approved. Emma exhaled the first time in months after she left the building. Chapter 6. Aftermath and Message. Late afternoon, Emma and Jonah sat beneath the oak. The sapling had grown tall. They unpacked a picnic basket, laughter light and healing. Emma watched the sun touch the horizon. The runway path now skirted the edge of the land, invisible from the farmhouse windows. The meadowlarks chirped as always, quiet but present. Jonah nudged her. "You did good." She shrugged. "We did good." In that moment, Emma understood. Progress doesn't have to erase memory. Heritage isn't a barrier. It's the compass. And identity isn't fixed. It grows like that sapling, reaching towards sky while rooted in earth. Her role at the aeronautics board gained new meaning, not just approving plans, but weaving land, legacy, people, and future. The farm wasn't lost. It was transformed. Epilogue. The inspiring message. We all face choices where old dreams and new realities collide. Our instinct might push us to pick one side, but true courage lies in the difficult path in between, the one where we honor what we are while embracing what we can become. Through Emma's story, we learn that land holds more than soil, people hold more than jobs, and progress holds more than profit. It holds hope, and when we lead with listening, creativity, and compassion, we build bridges instead of walls, planting roots even as we reach for skies. May you too find your runway, one that doesn't cut through your story, but carries it forward.